Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Team 235 has the pleasure of introducing the Competitiveness Radar, a tool for the Colombian exporter. Meet Viviana, a working mother who one day decided to start her own business. This was the best way to work from home, applying her professional experience. She started analyzing all her possibilities and came up with a great business idea. Combining the expert hands of local artisans from her hometown and the quality of Colombian leather, she created beautiful works of art with the goal of selling them all over the world. This is how she came up with Pasos de Ángel, her own brand of leather products. However, she never imagined that simply choosing the most appropriate destinations to export her products would be so difficult, and a bad decision could have dire consequences.
I declare bankruptcy!
Until now, the tools and information available have only guided entrepreneurs like Viviana towards the big markets, such as USA and Europe, simply because those countries have the best macroeconomic indicators, missing out on up-and-coming markets in developing countries. So, how can Colombian entrepreneurs find the best countries to export their products?
I need your ideas now. Ideas, please, right now. Go, go.
So one day, Viviana heard about the services that ProColombia offers Colombian entrepreneurs who want to embark on the adventure of exporting, or those who want to expand on their current markets, and realized that they had the best tools to help her on this journey. To help ProColombia and exporters like Viviana, Team 235 took on the challenge of developing the most advanced data science application, called the Competitiveness Radar. This radar is a tool that seeks to support the decision-making process of local entrepreneurs by comparing and grouping countries that have similar economic characteristics and trade policies, and choosing which countries have the best opportunities for each product to succeed.
I love it! I love it!
Using data from the World Bank, the IMF, and TradeMap statistics, the radar gathers insights about each country and each product using different indexes. The radar is divided on two sides. On the one hand, a set of indexes describing the product, and on the other, a set of indexes describing each country. On the product side, the radar uses the demand and tariff indexes. The demand is an average score calculating using multiple trade statistics based on a model developed by ProColombia. The tariff index is a relative measure of the average tariff charged for the product in each country. As for the country indexes, these are aggregated under two different options, called conservative and adventurous, offering the entrepreneur the possibility of finding new and unexplored markets for his product, expanding the range of opportunities and avoiding having to compete with more powerful exporters in more developed but saturated markets. The conservative radar uses four different indexes to compare each country. The competitiveness index is a measure of a country's overall productivity. The innovation index is a ranking of the innovation ecosystem performance of each country. The sustainability index, or EPI, is a measure of several core environmental policy categories. And finally, the relative distance index, which measures the distance of each country to Colombia. It's called conservative because most developed countries score high on every index, and underdeveloped countries score low. In the adventurous version of the radar, each country is characterized by three different indexes. The development index is an average of the competitiveness, innovation, and GDP per capita of each country. The opportunity index is a measure of the overall improvement of a country in the last decade, economically and politically. And finally, the sustainability index, which is an average of the EPI score and the greenhouse gas emissions per capita of each country. This radar tries to capture the untapped potential in developing countries that have shown improvements in the last decade, comparing GDP growth and investment, among other data. In addition to this analysis, the radar uses a clusterization model with a k-means algorithm to find similarities between countries and group them together based on all the information available. The k-means algorithm was chosen because it had the highest silhouette score among all the possible choices, using 10 as the optimum number of clusters. The input parameters of the model are the indexes of either of the radar options, whichever the user prefers. This model gives suggestions for countries where each product could also be exported and guides the user to where the best opportunities might be located. Now, Viviana's dreams of exporting her products can come true, hand in hand with a solid tool that will allow her to take each step with greater security and certainty. Let's see how this all looks in the application itself. In the Radar tab, the user can choose a version of the radar, one or several countries to compare, and one or several products. With each selection, the application will perform the data analysis and give a summary of the results in the form of a radar plot and a table available for download. In addition to this, the user is provided with a graph that summarizes the evolution of each country's indexes over the last decade, and another graph that compares all the products in the given sector using the demand and the tariff index. In the Model tab, the user only needs to choose between a version of the radar and a product. The application then runs the clusterization model and returns all the data for the user to see. The results are given in the form of an animated map where each country cluster is highlighted. An average radar of each cluster and a table summarizing all the information is also available for download. Finally, the user can also see how the world's regions are distributed among the clusters. We invite everyone to use the application at radarcompetitividad22.herokuapp.com and see how easy it is to make your exporting dreams come true.
Am I a hero? I really can't say, but yes.
Team 235 was made up by Viviana Robles, Kelly Duque, Dani Rivera, David Ortega, Hugo Mercado, Alex Lavao, Daniel Rubiano, y Alejandro Lagos. Thank you for listening to our presentation. We hope you liked it.